Be sure to visit my Facebook group, HollywoodShono Gaming, for the latest gaming needs. Also, check out my Twitch at HollywoodShono and my HollywoodShono YouTube live streams for all premieres of past live streams on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you my Day 28 progression video in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. As I've promised, every Monday after the stream, I will be making videos on this. Now, you guys can see that after farming Bastila Shan for 4 weeks, I finally got her unlocked, not refreshing the campaign too much. And you can get Bastila Shan once you can get to 5B hard, but also in 2D hard, you can also get her shards in fleet battle. So hopefully by 65, if I get lucky, I can start getting shards from there as well. Now, a couple of other things to report. I'm going to be working on getting some Scoundrel up. The reason for that is that when the Credit Heist comes around, I'm going to be able to do it. So it's going to be pretty important to have 5 Scoundrels. I don't know like what gear tier I'm going to need, but I'm going to make sure that I work on Bounty Hunters after Phoenix and Separatist. Speaking of Phoenix, I'm going to show you guys how the Phoenix look. And you can see that Garazeb, Ezra, Chopper is almost Gear 7. Kanan and Hera are all Gear 7. Sabine, I haven't worked on gear. And there's a reason for that. The reason is because we are still working on Separatists. And I've also been able to bookmark certain people out of the fleet store, including General Grievous and Darth Vader, as well as his ship. So I don't have any Separatists at Gear 7, mostly because I've been working on Phoenix first. And more than likely I'm going to be working on the Phoenix up to Gear 8, and the reason for that is because I want Thrawn and Palpatine. So I'm probably going to build an Empire team after I get the Phoenix up. So if we look at the Empires, this is what we have to work with. Vader, Tarkin, TIE Fighter pilot, and then Palpatine and Thrawn are going to make a solid addition. I have General Veers bookmarked as well, just because I was farming shards for him too. But Dengar is a Scoundrel that you can also get from the Guild Store. That's why he's bookmarked. We also have Juhani, who's part of the Old Republic. I also have been farming shards for that. So that's why Juhani is bookmarked. Jolie Bindo is also part of that same team. So I've got him bookmarked. 4E hard is going to be a little bit away. But we need to get some Old Republics up. And I also have Boba Fett bookmarked. We were not very lucky on getting shards from him. But thankfully he's got 2 nodes you can farm. And you can also farm him out of Cantina store. Once I get Chopper and I believe Newt Gunray or Poggle up to 7 stars. So, General Grievous, we talked about. Cad Bane is probably going to be my next focus after I get Garazeb up to 7 stars. And you can see that he's easily my strongest Phoenix. And that's because he's the easiest to farm. When you can do Galactic War every day, you can get 15 shards for a character. So, after 22 days of Galactic War, you can take a character from 0 to 7 stars. So, every 22 days, as long as you can complete Galactic War, you can get a 7 star. It's going to be slower if you're trying for ships, however. So you can see how the rest of my roster looks. Darth Vader is my only Gear 7 dark side. And he's 2 pieces away from Gear 8. One of which I need 64. And one I need to get 2 more of these in order to make. And I can actually craft that gear. And yeah, having a Gear 8 Vader might be fun. Especially with a Sith team down the road. Newt Gunray I also have at Gear 6, almost at Gear 7, again competing with Phoenix. Although if I get 8 more of these, taking Newt Gunray to Gear 7 might be a good idea to start working Separatists to Gear 7. Once I do Phoenix, comment down below, let me know if you guys think that is the right play. And Kylo Ren Unmasked, I have geared him up a little bit. He's not quite Gear 7. I don't have his abilities up all the way, but the reason I've geared him up is something I'm going to talk about in just a minute. So you can see the rest of my roster here. Janoskians Soldier is one that people have recommended farming in the Cantina. Now I've realized that the reason that you farm up the Janoskians Soldier is simple. When you go into the ships, you're going to see that here are the ships available. And this includes the Jedi Consular. Now this is pretty important when you're a new player. If you're not working on Jedi right away, it's probably not a good idea to focus on Jedi Consular. But the TIE Silencer out of Chapter 7 Cantina, I believe it is, 3F. So yeah, if you farm this battle right here, you get both Kylo Ren unmasked, and you also get his ship. But the problem with farming the ship, outside of getting it as a 1-star, is the fact that you need to get Hera and Ezra from the Cantina. And if you're going Separatist, you also need to get the Janoskians Soldier. So that's why it kind of conflicts a little bit. But getting the ship, even if you have to spend Cantina energy, and I'm understanding why you need to spend Cantina energy a little bit more, because you don't get that many rewards from the arena. Like, unless you're somehow in, like, the top 10, getting 250 gems a day, it's not efficient refreshing the Cantina more than twice a day. You're just going to lose gems. I've been refreshing 3 times a day in the Cantina. As you can see, my refreshing is 200. The only reason I'm able to do that is because currently in Arena, I'm in 5th place. We got Hyperdrive people showing up. These are Hyperdrive people, obviously. And you can tell that because their stats are somewhere between 700,000 and 1 million. And your ship power is 271,000. So you have limited resources to level up certain people. And if you know how to play the game, you're going to level them up the right way. Also, fleet battles. I don't have every battle 3-starred yet in normal. However, I am happy to report that every single battle in hard is 3-starred. Which means now I can farm the Resistance X-Wing. I can also farm for young Lando Carlson, as well as the Millennium Falcon, which I also need to get L337 at some point in order to get it. And unfortunately, he's only available in the Cantina. But doesn't mean we can't farm a ship down the road, just to kind of chase some things up. And the Imperial TIE Fighter for the TIE Fighter pilot also becomes available, which is going to be nice because you can inflict and exploit target lock, and the fact that I can farm him a heroic is pretty nice. You can also farm Anakin's ETA-2 Starfighter, and of course for Jedi Knight Anakin, you're going to need that as well. So that might even be a good farm down the road. Finally, we have Clone Sergeant ARC-170 that we can farm for Clone Sergeant Phase 1. It's not really a good ship, but might as well go for it. Now, you'll see that I have a couple of ships bookmarked here. The ones that are not recommended by Evil Mirror are Ghost and Phantom 2. But I feel that because I have the Phoenix at gear 7-8, it's going to go really well with Kylo Ren. Also, if I can get more ships to 2 stars, then we can take up all of these to 3 stars, the pilots, and you can get more down the road. Like when Tarkin becomes available, you can eventually go for the Chimera, which is going to be a really big deal. So having some of those ships leveled up is going to be a big deal. Now, I'd like to talk about some of these other ships, like the Janoskians Soldier gets assists when they're turned. You can use that. The Jedi Consular is also really good. The reason why is because you can call assists. This is a big deal when you're doing fights. Let's actually do one of the ship battles I did not 3-star. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about to kind of give you some idea of how to play the fleet battles. So let's pick this second battle here, which I've had trouble 3-starring. And yeah, you're going to rip your hair out doing these fights, but we're actually going to use Admiral Akbar. Do not make the same mistake as me and level up all of your capitals. You probably want to pick Tarkin if you're not level 60 yet. There is some merit to this though, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So we're going to talk about this fight, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. So you're going to want to look for tanks. So Biggs Dark Later is a tank. You're going to want to stun him immediately. That way he can't pull taunt. Now that we have that done, we're going to assist on Bistan. And you see the double assist there. Now, this is the turn that's important with the Jedi Consular. We're going to control stun Bistan. And probably just kill him almost outright. So they're able to heal up a little bit and get an advantage, but we're able to assist, and you can see that Biggs is stunned, so he's not going to have taunt. We're going to use our 8-2 and get rid of him, like so. So now, we have Biggs locked. Here we want to call our ally, so we have a chance to stun, hopefully with Kylo Ren. Not going to be able to, so let's use our big bursty move, take some meter off him. Let's attack with him. we are going to be able to use him, but now that we have him stunned, that's a big deal. So you can see both of them are stealth, which is pretty dumb. Here, might as well just kill Biggs because he's low. And let's go for the attack and kill him. Perfect. So there's the assist. Now we're going to stun Captain that's over 50%. And now attack into him. So now he's going to throw onto him. And as long as one ship survives, we're going to use our A2 because we have the power. And you can see he's got some protection. So that's annoying. Let's get the assist in. Okay. He's also doing damage. Now he's over 50%, so we're going to get the assistant control. And there's the 3-star using Kylo Ren and the Jedi Consular to assist. So that's why he's important to have Jedi Consular and Kylo Ren. If you don't have Kylo Ren and you're not level 60, stop what you're doing in Cantina, get those 10 ship fragments, refresh it with crystals. I urge all of you guys to do that. Getting Kylo Ren ship is not that hard, as you only need 10 fragments. And it's accessible at like level 40, I think. So this is a super important farm. You can take out maybe 2 cycles of Cantina and get this ship. You're going to be grateful for it. You're also going to want to take it up to level 60 as soon as you can. The reason for that is that there's abilities kind of like for characters, and you have to have level 50 to take the ability to level 2. At level 60, you get an additional damage. Your abilities are also going to less likely be resisted the higher level you are. So that's going to be super important as well. So the higher level that your guys are, and you can see we can actually level him up to level 656 because of the farming that we've been able to do. So that's a really big deal. Not too much ship power gain from it, but you still gain some stats. And also pay note that your gear tier also influences the passive abilities as well. So if you have Kylo Ren unmasked at gear 7, you can then level up to 3, and then you're going to gain offense. And then at gear 8, you can take him up to level 4 as well. So while I don't feel that, you know, gearing up people with ships is like the best thing around, like, do you really want to gear up the Jedi Consular? In the case where you're only missing 2 gears, one of which is rare, yes, you probably want to gear... Oh. Okay, this one you probably do want to gear up because all the gears are rare here. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. That way we can take that ability up to 3. And if we look at the Jedi Consular's level 3 ability, you can see that it'll recover more protection. Also, keep in mind that if you have the allies at gear 7, you're going to gain a big bubble of shield. So, protection. So that's going to be a big deal. I don't think I have anybody at gear 7 other than Darth Vader to show that off. I have the Phoenix at gear 7. And you can see that by having all 3 crew members, this ghost ship is at 9,938 power. So Kylo Ren's TIE silencer is at 5,698. Now this is why I feel that even at level 1, this ghost ship is going to be massively better. Now, that's not saying don't use Kylo Ren, but you're going to have 3 options for crew. We'll have to try it out and see how it is, but that's why I'm going to unlock Ghost and Phantom 2 against Evil Murrow's wishes. And the reason for that is because I feel that for early game progression, both of those ships, along with Kylo Ren, are going to be useful. Now, I'm going to have to do some research with the Jedi Consular, maybe only go for this ship and not for Phantom 2, but that's my plan of attack. Also, as a new player, if you can get this ship, once you finish your Garazeb farm to 7 stars, get this ship right here for Biggs. I believe he can show up in the Galactic War store or in the Arena store, but getting that ship is going to give you a tank. Biggs is a big tank and he's harder to take out. The reason for that is because when an enemy is target locked, you will taunt for 2 turns, basically passively. So when you're doing your basic attacks, you have a chance to target lock the enemy. Biggs will shut that down by tanking. He's also got the Rebel tag and tank and light side. So when people are trying to focus down damage dealers, and you're going to get a feel for it, having that is going to be a big deal. So this is what my account looks like at day 28. I don't know what your account looks like, but I'm going to reiterate the fact that I've spent $0 on this account at all. So all 27 shards for Captain Phasma have been through quests and even grinding out Galactic War every single day. All these shards pretty much are just from quests and grinding out the Galactic War Sword every day. Now, there are going to be other characters that I'm going to be focusing on in the future. But yeah, Biggs is definitely one of them. That if I wasn't trying to get a 7-star Garazeb right away, I would buy shards for Biggs and get him. And run him probably with the Jedi Consular and Kylo Ren and not even go for the Phoenix ships. But one thing to also keep in mind regarding the arena in Fleet. So, it is the only source of getting the advance other than achievements. You can get Vader shards and the Ship Shards, which is actually in the arena store right now. So we're actually going to make that purchase. So we just picked up 4 shards for TIE Advanced. So this is one of the ships that you want to get, you know, to kind of coincide with Kylo Ren. And he's going to do physical damage and target lock for 2 turns, which cannot be evaded or resisted. Now, target lock is also going to inflict damage over time, which is huge because remember, if you target lock an enemy and you have Biggs on the team, Biggs is going to gain taunt. This is going to ensure that you can do damage and it could finish him off entirely. So target locked enemies have less tenacity and immediately regain target lock for 2 turns whenever it expires on them. So Empire allies also gain turn meter whenever they attack a target locked enemy. So you're going to be manipulating the turn meter with Vader, getting more hits in. And then you also have extra turn meter for each debuff on the target enemy. And then inflict evasion down and ability block for 2 turns. And when you target lock, you dispel all buffs and remove 100% turn meter. So that is what happens when you come into the fight with Vader. So he's basically going to manipulate the turn meter on somebody. So you're going to use that on like a damage dealer or somebody that can activate taunts. And that's a big deal bringing Vader in from the sidelines. You don't want to use Vader to start off. But if you can get Vader after you have, say, Kylo Ren, Jedi Consular, and Biggs in the battle, he's just going to come in and clean up. So Slave 1 is also on the bookmarks as well. Pretty soon we'll be able to farm him at level 65. But Boba Fett will deal damage to a target enemy and inflict, and all target locked enemies and inflict ability block for 1 turn when he comes in. So if they have target lock, you're just going to inflict more garbage onto them. And then you deal physical damage with the A1 with a chance each to damage them a second and a third time. So you have 40% each hit to do a second, and then you have a 40% check for a second time. And each one has a chance for target lock, which goes up. And then you have the multi-attack that goes up at level 6. And then Boba Fett will do physical damage to all enemies on an A2. And bonus damage equal to their maximum health, which ignores armor and protection. Meaning that it'll just go through them. And if they're low health with protection, you're just going to kill them. So, yeah, that's kind of where my mindset is currently. Unlock Ghost, unlock Phantom 2. Then go for Biggs once Garazeb is 7 stars. Go for Cad Bane. Get both of those ships. Then with arena points, once I get Ghost and Phantom 2, against Eldermill's wishes, I'm going to only go for General Grievous, TIE Advance, and Slave 1. I'm going to go for those ships. And as far as the campaign goes, currently I'm still farming Dooku. I'm farming Bastila Shan. I am farming General Veers just so I have him. You know, he is another Empire character. He's also an Imperial trooper. So he's got the Empire tag, which means he's going to be useful with Tarkin, Palpatine, and Thrawn, and Vader. So I have that going as well. Dengar, we talked about for bounty hunters only appearing in the guild store. You want to have them bookmarked. Juhani and Jolie Bindo are part of the Old Republic, which you're going to need later on. Have Boba Fett and Cad Bane and General Grievous bookmarked. As far as the campaign, I'm also farming for Count Dooku and Sabine shards. So that is where I'm farming my shards. Any other energy that I spend, and I might slow down in some campaign farming, but any other farms are going for gear. Like, now that I realize that the Jedi Consular only needs rares and commons to get to gear 7, I'm probably going to work on that. Because getting him to gear 7 is going to raise his abilities even more and make him even more annoying. So, If you like this video on the day 27 progress, as I will be hitting hopefully level 63 tomorrow, doing chapter 7 of Light, please give this video a like rating, comment, subscribe, share this video amongst your friends, and as a favorite, check out my other Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos playlist, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, which are all HollywoodShono, my Instagram, which is HollywoodShono's God, and I'm super happy to report we're 3-starring everything. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!